They'll be calling you a radical, slip sliding away. What you gonna say when she says goodbye? What you gonna say when she's gone? San Onofre, I'm gonna talk a lot about the nuclear thesis, about my activism going forward. I'm an organic fucking mutated fucking sunflower blowing in the wind. I'm gonna talk about I'm planning my activism going forward to my media source. I have media sources, believe it or not. I've developed sources. I do what journalism's done over this 4.5-year post Fukushima. I want people to very much know I'm calling them all out. It's time. It's time. You fuckers either stand with us or you stand against us. And I'm not W. fucking Bush, that fucking rat. At least he'll fucking tell you he's a lion, turn the fucking world over to the corporate fucking mass murdering slaughter zone, unlike Marie Antoinette, the fucking betrayal fucking. And the betrayal Democrat 13, Feinstein, and fucking White, and the rest of these betrayers, these liars. Oh, Hillary's against TPP. Sure she is. Sure she is. Kind of like her husband when he was running. Oh, I will never sign NAFTA. Sure they are. So, I'm going to talk about my activism before. I'm talking about the fucking nightmare we've got going on in Kansas City, in St. Louis. Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win, as I said that on D-Day is... I want people to very much understand, those fuckers at the NRC, PG, they fear me. And they've always feared me because I've been showing up at those hearings since I was that big. The first thoughts that I could ever remember are fucking San Onofre. You know, every time I'd go by that fucking monster, every time I went by there my whole life, something would just come over me. This was before I knew that they fucking mutated me. My dad there's, you know, at Pendleton, right there, the square inch, and human lab rat, and that little, you know, mutated twin sister of mine come out, and that Woodbury pinup artist mother of ours, you know, almost died in childbirth because she had those mutated babies in her and she didn't even know. You know, fuck, talk about my path and my intuitive fucking mind. So, I want to talk about, look, at the most spiritual potluck in human history when I was at the Megan Rice trial, and I want people to very much know all my activism, everything, I just go with the flow. I always have. As far as my activism, all my activism that I've done, every piece of my activism done, none of it's been my idea. You know, this camera is all improv, and this is my idea. You know, when I went crazy the day that Fukushima, and every day, that's all me. Fighting cancer with the, I mean, in the bone marrow, that's all me. Like the night Saturday, it'll be a very hallowed freaking time. You know, very hallowed at Sugar House. They're all over. I'll be there. But no, people ask me. Every single thing I do. They ask me, and then they get mad at me. You know, a lot of people got mad at me. They ask me to come do these things, then I do them, and I guess, you know, because they walk this way, I walk the fucking other way, because that's the way I go. I mean, I'm all about, you know, the angels. They watch out over me, the people that passed in front of me. They got leukemia. So when I get asked to do these events and do whatever, or actually make a video, I do it. You know, the nightmare that's going on in fucking Kansas City and Missouri on that waste fucking dump. We've been going at that for years. The Kansas City fucking plowshares that broke in has, you know, finally, I want to talk about a little bit about this. You know, I sat with her. She wrote, you know, the first Roman Catholic ordained female freaking priest. And, you know, yes, we have those. Of course, the Vatican doesn't accept that. You know, the pedophiles, they don't accept that. You know, the Queen's fucking partner, they don't accept that. The fucking Trojan, you know, drain the fucking swamp. So, she wrote the questions. As they broke in, they've been breaking in for years and years. One of them did a 13-year prison sentence. I don't believe in going to prison. I don't believe in the whole thesis. I really don't. I think you don't need to. And I've been arrested many times, but I don't need to break the fucking law to get my part, especially now we have a YouTube camera. So, I'll talk about my schedule's activism and our event we're going to do in San Onofre, it looks like, and before I go to New York. But I want to talk about, and I'll lay it all out. Look, that fucking nuclear waste dome's just buried in the fucking dirt. We've said for years, just like, you know, Janet and I caught that incredible, you know, we put out so much work, Janet's done so much work as the heat source is coming off Fukushima. Oh, you can't see it. Fire, you have to see flame to have a burn. You know, the cover-up's coming apart. No, these are invisible fires. Plutonium, which we've caught fucking multiple times. That's what's going on in Kansas City. We knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. These fuckers don't care. What do you do now? Well, we fucking ship it to fucking Yucca Mountain and shoot it into space. What we do? Fuck the casino industry down there blocking it and their fucking HU decks. Fuck their highway robbing, no gaming commission. Fuck them. They're the ones that blocked it. You know, your cultural fucking theme park, you go fucking act. I want to saw some naked strippers and drink 3,000. Hey, we had fun. What happened in Vegas? Stay back. Nothing happens in Vegas. Phony fuckers. You know, except, you know, Lisa Lang's fucking piece she did on the fucking, you know, the Utah fucking LDS kids. That's what happens in Vegas. Watch that she did. Fuck CNN. You know, fuck Credibility Not Needed. Fuck the BBC. They're criminals. The LA Times as fucking, they convicted the guy who helped fucking Anonymous have. We need to protect that fucking guy. Who's the criminal? The LA Times! Look, they have the right to report anything we want. Thomas Jefferson. For the three branches that put together, they're all hijacked, the three branches. Without the fourth pillar, we have not. We're the fourth pillar. So I'm calling all of my media sources right fucking now. I have them in San Diego. I have them there. So this thing's on fire. You know, so it's out of fucking control. You people in St. Louis and fuck thing, you know, Ferguson, great fucking protests everybody was doing down there. But let's get real about this right here. This is the fucking what's going to kill you. This is what's going to kill you. What's going on there in that fucking night. So she writes, I'm at the potluck. I sit with her. You know, we're talking. Bipolar postures, of course they're mad at me. Because they've always taken that fucking sign. You know, I knew fucking Megan's mom, Madeline, very well. You know, they've taken this mantra that somehow we're going to softball, penny paint this, and somehow we're going to be anti-bomb, but we're not going to be anti-nuclear power. Hello, they're the same fucking thing. So the judge, she's an African-American. You know, so they got great lawyers. Quigley's amazing. So I'm sitting there, she says, well, what happened? This guy did 13 years. She says, I've been putting you in prison for decades. You know, so the attorney, you know, and same with the clients, these guys get it. They're like, oh yeah, I broke the law? Oh yeah, maybe the law is wrong. You ever think about that? You know, and he asked her, point blank. He asked the judge point blank in the trial. Did Rosa Parks break the law? No, answer me. Did she break the law? It was against the law what she did. Did she break? Yeah. Did she need to? Yeah. They got to her. It's a learning curve. The judge, you know, so she wrote these 12 questions and says you need to answer these questions. That's the only sentence. She let them go. So she was writing answers to the question. Oh, I got in her ear. Oh boy, have I gotten ear. You know, I've gotten a lot of people's fucking ears because nuclear bombs and nuclear waste are the exact same thing. Nuclear power creates this. What's going on there? They have no fucking answer. It's out of control. So my activists, I'm going to lay this out. Slip sliding away. It's going to slip slide away. You know, what you going to do when she says goodbye? So, okay. I've been asked again, you know, battling at San Onofre, and it has to happen at San Onofre. It hasn't happened to Diablo. That's where it has to be. I've always known that. The California have to lead, which we've done. We got, as I said it right there, 212. I'm in critical condition. You know, Jan Brooks paid for my trip down there. Lonnie Clark's paid for a lot of my trips. Janet, a lot of these people have done so much work, you know, they've asked me, you know, to do what I've done. And I do it. And I've always done it in California. You don't have to ask me down there at San Onofre. They're afraid of me. I know the NRC. I know the P&G. I know Moonbeam Brown's been co-opted. I know Feinstein's a crook. Barbara Boxer was the real deal. She fought him. They stand down. Patriot Act gone crazy. It has to be there. You know, everybody said, including Ace Hoffman, including Gene Stone, all these great actors told me, no way. Kev, you're crazy. I says, oh, I can tell you, we snuck into San Onofre, got those videos of the fake freaking union workers, whatever, this grandstand political theater, you know. So, you know, I said, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. I says, we're going to hit the beach on D-Day. You know, that's what we were doing. Was I bluffing? Hell no, I wasn't bluffing. You know, I'm not playing poker with these fucking rats. They are. One game playoff, fuck their one game playoff. I mean, I'm in for the fucking long run, you know. So, I says, they're done. They're done. They'll never reopen. They'll never fucking reopen. I says, yeah, you're crazy. And I remember, I'm the guy who fucking announced it to the world. I had it before anybody had it. You know, because of my sources have been developed. And I went, Cubs win, Cubs win. And I want you to know, in 1908, last time the fucking Cubs win, I'll use a lot of baseball metaphors in this because it mirrors image. It does. It mirrors culture. Last time a pitcher stole the fucking base and a Cubs fucking playoff game was 1908. Huh. So I said, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. Because I will quote him, Dr. King. The arc of justice may be long and steep, but it arcs towards righteousness. You know, absolutely it does. This thing's coming apart. These fuckers are covered, and I said in the first days, they won't be able to cover up. This is coming apart. The cancer epidemic, the great equalizer. What's a great equalizer? A tariff, Hamilton? Yeah, but now the new great equalizer. Called cancer! Steve Chinese Jobs died of cancer. All these fucking oligarchs. And you know, I'll use more baseball metaphors because Tony Gwynn, that 5'10", I'm a 4'10", I got to meet him through Lanzarote of the baseball fucking metaphor. As I grew up in Ogden, Utah, fucking Lasorda managed here, Zimmer and Salt Lake, Pioneer League Postley, baseball fucking nut. You know, I spent fucking. So, to San Onofre I go. Tony Gwynn got leukemia, and he declared himself better and came back. It was heartbreaking. I know my fight. So I listened to those people that died in front of me in the primes of their lives. It burns a hole through their families. So I live for them. I speak for them. For I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil. And I have no money. I have no nothing since leukemia took it all away from me. You know, but that's okay. I don't care. I just go. Somebody asks me to go, I go. Somebody asks me to lead the Million Miles March, I lead it. Somebody asked me to give that speech in front of the White, I do it. You know, somebody asked me to freaking come to Eugene, Oregon, freaking do it, I do it. Somebody asked me to come to San Francisco and do the gig on the freaking beach, I do it. Somebody asked me to go to Point Reyes and document the freaking health of the college, I do it. Somebody asked me to walk the entire one freaking, I do it. Somebody asked me to fight fucking leukemia, I ask myself to fight, I fight. I'm a mutated fucking organic fucking sunflower blowing in the wind. So, you know, Lori says she thinks we should do a protest in San Diego right now before I go to New York. I think so. So, I'm tentatively going to schedule this for the 24th on the beach where they want to bury the fucking waste because you fuckers can play all your political and form another debating society, make your millions of dollars. This guy that's the chairman of the fucking decommissioning fucking bullshit. It's amazing how I do this with no fucking money. Grassroot them in their face, and they'll tell you. The NRC will tell you. The head of the spokesman, all of them, they'll tell you. You know, and they have the hearing at the Omni-Spawn result where Tiger used to fucking hang. Where Tiger, and I want to talk about a little bit about this, the difference when I was in Europe. It's very different as far as an activist, and they love activists in Austria, but to be an activist in Sweden, oh no, you don't want to do that. You know, they'll pin you down and fucking, you know, my mother or my kids is that Swedish girl I knew because I had that Danish grandmother. She told me, oh, they're heartless, boy. You don't want to double-cross one of these girls, I'm telling you. And the Swedes, they ask us on. They don't fucking like activists. They're all in nuclear. Do not kid yourself. They're all in nuclear there. They're as nuclear as France. You know, where across the fucking bridge right there in Denmark's very different. Very different. Norwegian's very fucking different. You know, but... You know, they still are nuclear, but they at least got to fight. Of course, Germany, the battle's going on. Austria says, fuck you. Freedom Eisenhower the Great, I was at her house. I won't stop there. Kick their ass out. So, you know, and I know this for a fact because I know the plastic surgeon that put Tiger's face back together. She smashed him in the face with a fucking 9-iron. Caved his whole face in. I know this for a fact. You know, it wasn't fucking reported because, you know, the media reports whatever the fuck they want. Did he deserve that? He's sure asking for it. Nobody deserves that. You know, we don't deserve nuclear. And so, these fuckers at California, they raise all the money and they form another commission. They come by. I've been listening to the same bullshit since the 60s. You know, my dad right there, I was conceived right there on that fucking place, on that beach, on that spot. It's my fucking place. The most beautiful breakaway in the world. Let's put a reactor there. Let's put one at the Mama's Heart. Chumash, the Mama's Heart. The most beautiful ecology on the face of the earth. Let's put a fucking there and name it Diablo Canyon. Fucking Spaniards before they pillaged and raped. As they pillaged and raped. Fuck them! Get the fuck off there! We're gonna get the fuck off there and fuck the casino and fuck Harry Reid. We're shipping it to Yucca Mountain. Why Congress? Fuck Congress. But Congress, look, you want a backdoor fucking, you know, where there is no wrong or right, there's popular opinion. The first pillar's hijacked, I can, you know, the second, the third. You know, the executive fucking, I mean, executive orders, Obama, the betrayer, fucking Bush and Obama and Clinton haven't fucking showed you the executive fucking branch is fucking betrayed us. If the judicial branch hasn't shown you that it's betrayed us, the USS Reagan hearing, we're there on the 25th of August, 2014, so they rule in our favor, you know, we're going our way. You seen anything there? We've been waiting for that to get back down there and do some more activism. No, that's how they play. Oh, if it doesn't go our way, we just fucking stall and then fucking liquidate General Electric, all our fucking assets. The suit's going against them. That's how they play. So it's the judicial's gone. Congressional, jerry-rig the districts, fucking rip it off, fuck it's... And by the way, Chafee, you Mormons in Utah, I want you to know, number one, He's from Huntington Beach, California, and they're all an old Democratic, liberal political party theater who he's from. He came here to, be a political. He was the kicker on the BYU football team, but he knows exactly. He's one of the greatest actors in the I know him too, He's a fucking hell of an actor. That's all I got to tell you. Well, isn't that what it is? Bill O'Reilly, fucking, Stephen, it's all an act. If I'm an act, what of you? That's what America is, isn't it? Boy, shut the fuck up, my Special Forces Marine father, fucking at Pendleton, who ended up dying of leukemia. As he says it. Boy, shut the fuck up and get to work. You're way too pretty to have an opinion. I knew what he meant. It takes a long, ugly path. So we start out, we sold these fairy tales. You're going to play in the NFL. Cinderella, you're going to marry a fucking prince, We sell these fairy tales to us. And then as we go along, isn't that the American path? By the time we get there, as we're going through the path, and we're in the theater, and we fucking earn our fucking, fucking red feather and our yellow feather. We're bloody, we're beaten. You think I was born with these scars across my face? It took years living in this fine place. So off to San Diego I go. Plane, train, automobile, I don't know. Maybe I'll hitchhike like I used to in the fucking 70s. When I remember hitchhiking to fucking Fresno to see fucking Ozzy. His fucking opening act, some band no one heard of named fucking Van Halen. I'll never forget that. We're down there, just hitchhike. These freaks pick me up. Fuck, wow. Fucking there for days. And, they open up and fucking screaming, yelling. Everybody's like, the crowd goes insane. Ozzy walks out, the War Pigs, and says, we got to follow that? Isn't that what California was? Idealistic fucking... I never traded my flowers in my hair. Look at that video from me at Point Reyes. They're still there. The animals, they come up to see me. Every time I'm there, I've spent my whole life there. We're at the Mama's Heart. The pot of... plenty of witnesses. Come right up there on the pier at Avila. The whole family says come up to say hi. The humpbacks at Point Reyes come up to say hi. The baby leopard seal comes up to say hi. They all do. They all know because they know I love them and they know I'm connected with them and the angels, they watch out over me. I fear no evil. So I put myself in vulnerable positions. I've almost been killed on this activism gig for, several times over the last 4 years. I almost got killed by the dirty fucking Ralph Nader liars in D.C. almost whacked me. Oak Ridge, Tennessee almost got fucking whacked. California, I've been in some very scary situations. So maybe I'll hitchhike. I don't know. Maybe I'll drive the car and stop in the fucking Nevada Tesla and go out the scripts where they're fucking droning. And I want to say this. These lying fucking rats, some of the great... I come from a family of doctors. They don't like me. One of the greatest heart surgeons in the world, the greatest neurosurgeon probably in the world is my fucking family. They don't like me, by the way. But the doctors down there, they know them. Vincent knows them. They're a lot like you, Kevin. I said, they hate me. I think I'm too radical and tense for their fucking softball shit. But Doctors Without Borders, some of the greatest activists in human history, like Code Pink. Code Pink is awesome. Those fuckers murder them and then fucking lie about it. You don't think, Obama, they have that surveillance out there in the desert at the Nevada test site. That's where it's at. Think about that. That's where the control fucking rooms are. And they play video games. They killed some of the greatest activists in the fucking world. And then fucking lie. Oh, kind of like they did Pat Tillman. Oh, he was shot fighting off 9 million Al-Qaeda when they fucking ordered execution right from the White House. Fucking blew him away. JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? If fucking kind of like they did Michael Hastings, the greatest journalist of our time. Kind of like they did Dan Rather. Fired Dan Rather, the guy who broke the back of the fucking military complex in Vietnam. Fired for Con Bush, a fucking rat fucking draft dodger. The Republican war heroes. Ted fucking Nugent, shit your pants, piss your pants. Fuck, I ever see that motherfucker, I will kick his fucking ass. I want to fight him so bad. My family, my uncle just died fucking on Omaha Beach on D-Day. That fucking war hero. My fucking, POW fucking other uncle's still alive. Go talk to him. My dad, the Special Forces fucking Marine, died later in life of leukemia. Fuck, I won't stop there. Fuck these guys. Fuck, all draft dodgers, Cheney draft dodgers, Rumsfeld draft dodgers, they're all fucking drafted. They ain't seen no blood. Oh, I've seen the fucking blood, for I have walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil. So, we'll do our gig, and you don't have to travel. I'll do the dirty work for all of you guys. Help a guy out. Hey you! Always doing what you're told. Blowing bubbles in the hall. Can you help me? Fuck. I don't want to be a brick in this fucking wall. I kicked this fucking wall down. So right on the beach. I'll tentatively schedule it for the 24th. Lori, she's down there. She's a great actor. Her mother fucking tragically died. Huntsman fucking scripts fucked him over like they did Tony Gwynn, the luxury good for death. What a fight. What a fight. So then off to New York. I'll be there. I get there on the red eye early in the morning on Halloween. We'll meet at 10 o'clock on the Natural History Museum. We got the baby wolf showing up. We got some, you know, we only need a few. You know, because you can be in the, I mean, I understand activism. You don't have to come. You can participate through this camera. You know? And I'm calling out all my media sources. You know, in New York, I'm calling them out. It's time you showed up and helped me out. And you know who the fuck you are. You know, come on, Amy. Quit blackballing me. Come on, Post. You know, my friends that are fucking photographers there. New York, come on. Break fucking ranks. Help a guy out. You know, down there, Channel 8, fucking, you know, all of you guys that work, you know, San Diego's done something. Come on, help a guy out. Show up. At least take a photograph of us, you fuckers. You know, Fox News, they use my voice all the time in San Diego at the hearings, but they won't put my face up. You know, RT, you know, that's my voice booming over all those. I mean, that fucking hundreds and hundreds, fucking millions of views in the fucking million mass fucking. That's my voice booming all the way through there. That's me. They fucking use me, but they won't fucking support me. That's okay, you know, because we're on the right side of history. So, on the beach, right there where they want to bury it. San Onofre, you know where it's at. So, I'll either fly if I find a cheap flight, I gotta raise some money, or I'll fucking drive, or I'll hitchhike. Need a place to stay down there. I can take the train. I've got my fucking Albertsons fucking, you know, card. I like riding the train anyway. I like the transportation in San Diego. I know it very well. You know, and so I can take the train, but I gotta have a ride to San Onofre. The train doesn't stop there at San Onofre. So I need a ride there. You know, Lori, you know, I think she's driving a moped now. I ain't riding on the back of no moped with her. You know. I've rode in cars with too many of them San Diego girls in my freaking life. No, let me out, I'll hitch. So, I love that place. It's the most beautiful place in the world, and Mother Nature's going to take care of 4 of you because you just kicked the can. You're going to get an earthquake there, and then it's over. You know, what you going to do when she says goodbye? You know, maybe the animals can come back like they say they have in Chernobyl, which is a total fucking lie, and I can dive into that, which, yeah, I will. You know, so we're going to protest on the beach. Loaded up on trucks. Trains, planes, I don't give a fuck. Bad idea, you come out? Fuck yeah, it's a bad idea. Shoot into space? Real bad idea. Fuck yeah, it's a horrible idea. But it's the only fucking answer. We don't have any answer. Bad ideas burning the ground in Kansas City. Cubs win! Cubs win! Cubs fucking win, I said on D-Day right there. When no one said we could shut San Onofre down. No one said we could shut, we're shutting Diablo Canyon the fuck. Fuck them! Fucking want to kill us all? Fuck them! Fuck the nuclear car. Fuck them at Livermore. Fuck the guy who touched the painting. Fucking out of the Obama fucking, you know, team. Inside the Met, I'm fucking right there. I'm everywhere. I'm there. Because the fucking, the angels, they fucking, you know, I just follow the organic. You know, my grandma said it. Kevin. You know, these girls scare me, I used to tell her. I used to get so much attention because I had all that blonde hair and muscles up now for being shot up with steroids because I was so sick mutated. Kevin. You know, I have a twin sister. I watched how they work. Those California girls were spectacular, incredible. They all traded in the flowers in their hair for a shiny car and a mortgage. Which one you know, when I finally got old enough to says, okay, I'm not so afraid of them when I got to be 17, 18. Which one you hanging with now? I don't care. Really? Whichever one picks me up. Whichever one picks me up. You asked me to do a protest, you asked me to help out, you know, I'm there for you, always. I'm willing to do all the dirty work. Yeah. You know what that song's about. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. That's what I feel like sometimes. I really feel like that sometimes. You know, but so 24th on the beach, San Onofre. I think we do it at, what do you think, Lori? 2 o'clock? Sayonara Kitty. Is that the best avatar ever? You know, so I'm thinking the 24th. I'll get down there and then to New York. I'm going to do, and all of my activism, the only activism that's really been my idea, has always been my idea, is all my work I do at Hamilton's grave. I've been doing that my whole life. That's all me inside me. You know, fighting San Onofre from a child, you know, that's always been me. But since, you know, this YouTube site, people ask, all these places I've shown up and these things I did, including leading the march and the Million Mass Martyr, you know, and helping order, I was asked to. John Anthony picked me up at the airport. He's an amazing dude. Steve Grant's amazing. That's an amazing fucking movement. You know, we got a lot of good things going because we're the pioneers, and, you know, you ask, I'll do it. I mean, it's that simple. You know, here in Utah, I've had many people ask me, Kevin, keep going toe-to-toe inside the Capitol with them. I can't do it. I'll get fired. I can't do it. My position will be lowered. Will you do it? Yeah, I'll fucking do it. I'll do your fucking dirty work. Am I a fool to do your dirty work? I don't know, maybe. Maybe I am, but maybe I'm not. Cubs win! Cubs win! Cubs fucking win! Remember down there when fucking... That was San Diego. Remember when the Cubs had that fucking great team? Sean Dunham, Bull Durham, fucking Ryan Sandberg, fucking... They had a fucking one. Who shut them down? Oh, them old Padres in San Diego. Oh, yeah. Tony Gwynn, the strike, he was going to hit 400. Who was on that Expos fucking team? Wow, that's when they ruined baseball, but I still love it. You know, the money's ruined it. It's still the fucking game. It still mirrors American culture. Ken Burns drank the Kool-Aid in any 10, but, you know, back to San Diego. So, that's the plan, tentatively. You know, this is just tentatively. We'll see how I need to raise some money. I need a place to stay. You know, and I need to be there a couple days. And it's important we do this at San Onofre right now. I need to go to Yucca Mountain, and they all know that. The NRC knows that, the PG&E. And we need to fucking... Boom Beaver Brown, the fraud that is, we handed him the goods on a silver platter on the collusion between PG&E and the California Public Commission chair, PV and Cherry. We've handled them. Indict the motherfuckers! Put them in jail! That's the only thing that will stop these fucking madmen. Fines ain't gonna stop them because they got all the money. You know, stay in tuned.